Hey. So, those that are joining us, I know there's at least 8 that are joining us. I'm sure many of you will probably have questions that you think want to be answered regarding this choice and this disposal. But essentially, it is a disposal of the vehicle. It is advertised in a few places for £1,200. Essentially for someone to save it. It can stay where it is essentially if you want to pay rent on it where it is. But if it needs to move, it will need to be towed anyway. Just for the simple reason there's not many body panels on it. But it has been a wonderful bus. It has been a good bus, good workhorse. It's still got a very good engine in it, and if someone can rescue that engine out of the scrapyard, if it goes to the scrapyards, then they've got a good engine for until they blow it up at least. But engine and gearbox in it are good. Everything is virtually good on the bus, the wiring, all that. It's mainly it is the case of corrosion over the time that has caused bigger issues, and because it's gone untreated, it's just caused bigger and bigger issues as it's gone down the line. Now, with the airlines also corroding slowly at the back as well, it's not showing good signs really for it. So I know there's 15 viewers, which is unusual for one of my live streams. Has anyone got any questions regarding the disposal or purchasing this shed? Quite frankly, I do welcome them. Free to ask what you want, and I'll answer them the best I can. But it's just one of them now where we've done so much to it already in fixing it and welding it up and what have you. Me and Sean spent at least 3 weekends welding the bloody thing up. It's just we're now doing the front wheel arches, or we was doing the front wheel arches, and even as we put them back together, more and more rust is being found, and more corrosion is being found quicker than what we can actually repair it, so to speak. That ding put me off them. So yeah, so we were doing the front wheel arches after we finally got the front wheels off, and it's just I've been down the middle of it. I managed to get it so I could go down the middle of it underneath, and the hydraulic lines for the power steering are rotten. They're ready to break through. They're not. That's probably where the hydraulic fluid is going, to be honest, because there is a hydraulic leak on it somewhere on the power steering system. But who knows? Slenderman7676 Roblex question is: who was the worst offender for letting the rot break this beautiful bus, NX or the coach operators who it was with after 2015? Well, that is a difficult one to answer, because the chances are it were the coach operators that it was with, but it all does depend on how National Express looked after the vehicle on a whole anyway. To make these chassis that Volvo built last, and they're not the best chassis, really not. They're well renowned for rotting. Is you have to keep them painted, steam cleaned, free of salt, free of dust, free of everything basically. So you've got to keep them steam cleaned, the full front to back. You've got to keep them painted front to back and ensure that there is a good coat on there that can prevent the weather, the road salt and all that eating through and eating the metal. What you want it to do is eat the paint, and then by the time it's eating the paint, you're already sprayed it off and putting a new coat back on it. The chances are, as I say, it would have been the coach operators without the correct facilities to be able to fully steam clean the vehicle. Yeah, so I hope that answers that question. Stephen Cadridge, what was your best enjoyable time with the B10 BLE? The B10, I think, it's always had its overheating issue. I think the best day for it really was Christmas Day running, which is the video that is playing in the background now, where it ran from 7 o'clock in the morning to the 7 o'clock in the evening and didn't miss a beat. It just didn't miss a beat. But halfway through the day, the temperature gauge did stop working, so it could have been any temperature and I wouldn't have known. So yeah, that would be one of them. 314 is, and 317 looking forward to be. 317 is on the road. It is actually out there on the road. We went to Manchester the other day in it, and we will be going around more with it in the couple of months coming. And there will be videos on it, I think next month, I think it is. That's when that one will start to be shown. 314, there is videos obviously here, there and everywhere with it, and it will be on the road very shortly, hopefully. It's just having its body panels put on. Laura, where did you say 7176 was going? Well, originally when I made the start of that other video, it was being sold. It was pretty much sold to someone, but they've pulled out basically and let me down, so to speak. So it is on the 28th. There is no rent paid on it in the shed it is in, and it will be going essentially for scrap. There, I have got a scrap price and a scrap man willing to come and tow it away. So it's a case of how quick Town and District get it to the front. Obviously, the longer they take to get it to the front, the more chance people have of saving it. But there's no hidden secrets. The scrapman's offered 1,200 quid for it, and obviously I can take the blinds out of it and stuff like that because it's in the weight, so I can get back a lot of the money that we've spent on it and patrons have put into the vehicle by selling parts of it. So yeah, it's more than likely going to be to the scrapyard, unfortunately. Where Slenderman, whereabouts 7176 is not actually listed anywhere. I can't sort of, Ian at the shed's sort of putting it out there, and I accept people messaging me and asking me whether they can buy it and stuff like that, but I can't really bring myself to actually put it there on for sale when I know that the chassis is so bad. So it's basically, it's someone that would want it that knows what that chassis is like and the state the chassis is actually in underneath. So yeah, you won't find it, but if people want to advertise it out there for sale, then they're more than welcome to. But essentially it's just going to be scrap value. I probably will put it out there probably tonight more that it is for sale, but essentially it's scrapped on the 28th, so people have got 14 days virtually to drum up some money to buy it, or pay a rent on it basically. And exactly, Steve, you can't save them all, as it has taken a lot to get to this, and we all know people that have followed the channel all know that this moment sort of has been brewing in the background and has been going on for so long, but it's just a case now that we can't justify it. We can't justify keep throwing money at it for what is essentially another B10 BLE. mean, there's 3 of them in our shed. They're all next to each other. You know, and the 2 first ones that are next to me are in much better condition. Chassis wise. One of them's in much better condition mechanically as well. So we just can't justify keep throwing money at it for another B10. Slenderman, you could list it as spares or repairs. Well, vehicles don't really get like that. It's a case of it's listed as a vehicle. It'll be listed as a vehicle with chassis rot, basically. Repairable, but needs deep pockets and a lot of time. So yeah, that's it. It will be listed, and you'll find it. I'll put the listing basically on MancBus's Facebook page, and then it will go out to like the Preserve Bus Owners Club one and stuff like that. Scar, yeah, it's the Volvo. Volvo is going essentially for scrap. Hunt, any new tips for bus drivers on training in Wales? Take your time, don't rush, you know. Favourite route, not quite the video for that one, but yeah, it's 350 probably now. Sorry about the bus, it's a shame it's rotting. It's a chassis, it rots. It's a Volvo, it rots. You only have to look at that film and TV bag of rubbish we were working on outside. That's essentially what the Volvo chassis do. They just rot away. It's really, really poor steel. Karen Byrne, rest in peace 7176. Will you make a video of it being towed away or taken to its new home? As long as whoever's towing it is cool with that, then yes, I will be filming it being towed away and being hitched up and all that stuff, as long as the person who is towing it away is happy that that is being done. After all, they will be caught on the video, so it's up to them if they are happy enough to be filmed doing it, basically. But essentially, yes, I'd like to. Stephen, would you have another B10 Billy in the future? I might do, but it'd have to be in much better condition chassis wise than what this is. And yeah, but I doubt it. We seem to become a dart preservation society at the moment, so but we have eyes on other things that we want to do in the future, which you guys will probably like actually us doing. Things from making a camper, then we'll sell that on. But that won't be funded by the patrons or anything like that. That's purely going to be funded by us, essentially, as well as we're making an open topper and stuff like that. Things that will bring in extra money for the group, but at the same time give everyone a bit of enjoyment at the same time. The camper, it doesn't really, we can't in a way justify it being done as something like this. That'd be something that one of us would want to own personally, and we would work with that. So yeah. Haunt, have you ever thought of ripping the majority of the parts out and buying another B10 and putting the parts on that? The thing is, by taking all the parts out, I've got to have somewhere to store the parts, and it's like paying. I'd still end up paying £90, or the group would but still pay £90 a month for a paperweight, essentially. So Ashley W, Mr. Member or Mrs. Member. I'm actually curious on the other B10s in the shed. What's actually happening with them? The one that you've seen on the first of that video, the one on with the exhaust standing outside of it, the one on the offside of mine, is being worked on. It's had a full new exhaust, silencer, pipes, full works, and does start, and is quite nice actually underneath. It does need some welding doing to it, but it's pretty solid. The one on the other side of the B10, on the near side, has a seized alternator, many other things wrong with it, and he's gonna rot basically. I think is more than likely what's gonna happen to it. So yeah, there is a B10M as well in the back corner, which someone else is working on and putting that to go. Just gonna say that turn it into a flat and charge rent. Well, we could build a little camp and then do that, but you've got it's making sure people are licensed to drive it basically. But what we have discussed getting the little version of the Dart, the same size as 317, and making that like a 2-bed little thing that we can then go out to other preservation societies, view their vehicles, and we've got somewhere to stay essentially. Is the Scar. Which Dart? 317's in good shape. 314 needs a little bit of work underneath, but most of it's cosmetic stuff and painting, top plate, stuff like that. The stuff that would normally rot, essentially. The darts are made out of box section and your average old style market stores. So they're quite easy to work on. I will show you underneath a dart at some point when I've got like 5 minutes. B10s, is that the buses first used? Yes, they are, and they still maintain theirs. They're still, I know Transdev still were putting new rear arms, which is what this needs, what this one desperately needs. They were still putting new arms on these and then still scrapping them afterwards due to chassis rot. So if Transdev and other companies are still replacing the subframe like what I need to do, or this needs doing, and then still scrapping them for chassis rot, you know, it's one of them. What year is the Dart? 317 is 1992 and 314 is 1998. I can't see what message you put, Laura. Laura, at least if it does go to the knackers yard, you'll get exactly, and we're going to get some of the money back. We're never going to get all of it back, we know that, but we're going to get enough back that we can put the other bus on the road and start the following and the build up of that. Well, essentially, if 7176 got scrapped, you could take the registration plate, essentially. No, it's not. People do it, and that's what it is, basically. People do it. Is Shars, I'm presuming you mean Charlotte's B10? It's somewhere, yeah. Don't know where that is. Hunt, I say I buy a coach. How do I find? You want to find places that can take that size of vehicle. Coaches aren't the best because their luggage rack tends to rot. So watch out for that. $2,000 Van. They're lovely coaches to drive. To own, I'd run a mile unless you can see all the welding's been done on them. I didn't see what Cheesehead put. I just seen that he got deleted. I just seen the message got deleted. But yeah, essentially the Van coaches, it's the same as any Van coaches. The ones we had in Selwyn's, they were rotted underneath. The luggage racks just rot, and it's just the way it is. Mr. Cheesehead, well done. That's one way you get banned, mate. Thank you, Stefan. Can you ban him, please? I've just noticed you're in the chat. I didn't know Stefan was actually in the chat. Thank you, Stefan. It appears I have a moderator. Yes, you could transfer the plates. So yeah, you could make an exact replica if you can get the seat mirror and all that stuff. You can do it. Have you ever felt intimidated by a customer? Sorry, a bit off topic. Scar. Well, yeah, you do get a bit intimidated sometimes, but you just remember you're behind a screen. So, wind them up. It's funny. Sorry. Sorry. Deal with them in a professional manner where you tell them that they are wrong and that they are always right, even though when they are wrong. And just allow them to do what they want. Yeah, Stefan, if you can, ban him rather than just time him out. Slenderman7176. Thoughts on getting a BMC Condor? I suggest you give your head a wobble and retract that one. I do not want one of them things. I've seen them in Manchester. They are horrible. I really admire how you videos inspires trainees drivers. They do teach us also. That's what we try and do. And you know, the bus preservation side of it is the extra to it. And we don't sugarcoat things, which is why we're not sugarcoating this. This is as it is, and it's the life of bus preservation. Unfortunately, it's why we always show the ups, the downs. We don't just show the good times and everything going right, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't go right. I've got loads of videos in the background of things that I can't show you yet because I'm employed by the company that they show with. But yeah, excluding Stephen, excluding the 2 darts you have, mate, what would be the bus you'd love to own? We're looking for, well, there's GM standards as well, which I do quite like the idea of having a GM standard, or something like that. But I do like a good Scania or a good DAF. Yeah, the engines inside the Van Hoos, depending on which engine they've got, they go like they're clappers. They're brilliant buses, them Van Hoos. Joshua, sorry, a bit late to the party. What's happening? It's been scrapped, mate. There we go. That's that one covered. Hey, evening. It is the best advice, Ashley. But you know, when they get on and they go, they do stuff like, do you know how long I've been waiting? No? Only just got here. Of course I'm sarky. It's the only way you can deal with them, basically. You know, you can have a good laugh when they get on and they go. I've been on the Trafford Centres before now, and they've got on and the bus says Piccadilly or Manchester, and they get on and they go, does this bus go Manchester? No. And they get off again. Or, does this bus go Piccadilly? Manchester Piccadilly? No, it goes Piccadilly London. And they get off, and you're like, head's blown at that point. You're like, really? Oh, I'd quite like a Trident as well, but they do like to rot. But I do quite like a Trident. Yeah, how long is the next? It's not normally. It's how long? How long will the next bus be? About the same length as this one. So, where are we up to now? I've never really been a fan of the B7 Eclipses, to be honest. I am enjoying essentially working on my darts, which are not very computerised. I mean, the 1998 dart is quite computerised, and the Aladdin unit does everything, and it's a pain in the arse. But 1992 one, there's no computer in it at all. It's all electrical, and it's great. It's easy to work on. That needs a little bit of work, but you know, essentially, it's on the road. It's got an MOT. For those that are interested in which one that is J317XVX, and the other one that we got is S114KRN. That one will be on the road very shortly, hopefully. Especially once this has been disposed of, this B10, that will be on the road very quickly, because the money that's being used to dispose of this one, it will go straight into putting that one on the road. And then we have in the background, we have a spreadsheet of stuff we want to do, and Mickey takes and all that sort of stuff that we want to do with them both. So yes, have we got any more questions regarding the disposal or anything else? Any buyers? You know, cracking bus, just a bit of chassis rot. I know the Scrapman will probably sell the engine for about £1,000 on its own, no, without a gearbox. Oh no, this looks like Bridge. No, it's Keighley. The video is Keighley's running day. Just done up to Oxheath, to Keighley. How dare you? 3.7 litre. Both of them have the 5.9 litre 6-cylinder engine. Where Dwarfs, which is 33-100, has the 4-cylinder engine in it. So yeah, the main difference between the two darts is the older one has the Allison 545 gearbox, which is a small gearbox, and 114, the Rosendale dart, has the biggest gearbox you can get in a bus, basically, and it's the B300R Allison box. So that one will go like the clappers, essentially, when it's on the road. And coming back from York, it did 60 and didn't break a sweat, and that was with a water leak as well. So it'll be nice to have both darts out, and the chances are I'll spend a lot of time driving 114 about more than 317, but you know, it just depends what's fitted. There's a buzzer in line with this one. There's different buzzers, and this one obviously broke at some point, so it got a normal buzzer, which is located just behind the fuel gauge, or the temp gauge. Yeah, it's just behind the temp gauge. So that's all. It's just whatever buzzer got fitted at the time. I need to fit one to 317 because that one you easily go down the road indicating. So I know you're all in the bus preservation world. Please feel free to take any picture you want of 7176 and advertise it for sale. On the 28th of this month, it must go, or it's more than likely to go. If no buyer has been found, it will go to the scrapyard. I will notify people of which scrapyard it's going to, because people are after parts for it. Certain parts, as long as it is going for scrap, I can take off it and sell them directly to you. The plans are for the Desti blinds, they're going for about £300 for the full set. The rims that people liked and some people didn't like are £50 for the full set. And the decals are, depending, I need to have a look what they are, but they're going to be ranging from between a £5 to a £10 plus postage from that. And Slenderman, the problem with an Olympian is the back rail always rots. There's always some part of the bus that rots on every single bus. So, with that said, any questions that now relate to why we're doing what we're doing, or anyone want any clarification on why we're doing what we're doing, speak up now, basically. Hopefully we'll be putting a lot more into what we're doing and making everything better. So it is time now for me to go and have my tea. So I'm going to be leaving this here. And anyone out in Manchester on the Metrolinx, I'm out there on the Trafford Centres. Yes, get in there. Anything to beat service work. Sorry, I did say that. Anything to do anything but service work. So yeah, have a nice weekend, everybody. Yeah, I'll sell that on. That's not a problem. That's going to get removed. That's mine. I know what I've got on Tuesday. When I go and strip it with my other half. At that point we'll be getting everything off it that we know that we want and etc. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support and everything like that. If you want to support us now in our two darts and the future, you can head over to Patreon, where you can find us on there. We do have some very funny Patreon plugs coming up for you. I just got to edit them together. And obviously you've got Teespring, which people are now starting to purchase from. So you've got the fantastic Mac Buses hoodie you've seen in the original video of me saying goodbye to the bus. That's for sale over there, as well as towels, t-shirts and whatever else. You can find us on Discord as well. Please do join us all on Discord. You can get the link. The invite link is macbuses.com/Discord, and that will automatically give you the invite link in. So yeah, and that is everything, I think. So thank you, and we'll see you later. See you later, Ashley. We'll probably see each other around. Bye for now, everyone. Stay safe out there.